Getting rejected from investors is nothing new. Every entrepreneur goes through it, every startup founder goes through it, and for the life of the entire startup. It is impossible that every single investor or potential investor that a startup founder talks to invests in that company. But the real fact is that the amount of rejection that founders go through before getting a yes or before getting an actual investor is quite high and can be quite demoralizing. Personally, for me, the reason that I got my first break is because I won a pitch competition and then a few more after that. And because of that momentum, because of the fact that I won so many pitch competitions, is why I was able to garner enough hype and enough support to get the first set of investors into my company. And I'm sure that that is a luxury that not a lot of founders have, because winning a pitch competition is very different from running a startup. Winning a pitch competition means that you're good in expressing your thoughts, your vision, in a succinct and perhaps an entertaining way. And running a startup is a whole different skill set where there's leadership, teamwork, persistence, and discipline is involved. And hence, it's not comparable in any sense of the term. In my opinion, there is not a current way for investors, potential investors, and startup to connect at any meaningful level. Currently, we depend on pitch decks and projection sheets and one pagers and blurbs to kind of sense if a particular company falls under the thesis of a particular VC firm. From purely from an investor's or purely from a founder's perspective, rather, it is quite demoralizing, because you put your heart and soul into a business, into a startup, and then you explain the vision to it to anyone who is willing to listen. But unfortunately, the vision just does not come across in a way that you wish because of the rejections that you get. And often the most interesting part of getting rejected are the reasons that you get sometimes from investors who tell you why they choose not to invest. Some of the reasons that I have heard personally is that the target market you're going against, that you're targeting, is not big enough. Or sometimes I've heard that the target marketing is not niche enough. So that's funny that I heard both. I've also heard that the target market that I'm going to is very crowded. And I've also heard that the target market I'm going to is not very crowded. I've heard that indirectly, I've heard that my team does not have enough expertise. I do not have decades of experience in e-commerce to justify investing in me and my knowledge in the growth of this company. And I've also heard that, I'm a first time founder, and hence my risk profile is higher than normal. I've also heard that I'm a solo founder, and hence I cannot invest in you. And so it's very interesting. Now, there are two aspects to this. One aspect is where you have the real reason for not investing, which is most likely that the investor did not feel connected to, or did not have enough to build a confidence in the founder, or the other part of it is the reason that you actually give to the founder for not investing, which is often sugar coated, which is often includes sentences like, "We will be cheering on from you from the sidelines," or "We will be interested in continuing to know your updates," or "We will be willing to relook this rejection in the next round as well." So it gets really frustrating. I really wish there was a way where the investors and the founders can get matched up in terms of their personality, in terms of the way of thinking, in terms of building that personal connection. Of course, it is impossible to build that connection with every single potential investor you meet because of time constraints and resource constraints, and the fact that the world is spread out right now and there's only so much limited connection you can build over Zoom. But nonetheless, I think that connection is important to ensure the sustainability of investor-investee relationship going forward. And I think that until that time comes, I will be continuing to working on my pitch deck. I will be continuing to reach out to as many people as possible, send out the message on what me and my team at Zena are building, and hope that I have enough traction, enough revenue, enough customers, and enough interest to give me and my team enough opportunity to try out new things, build new products, improve the current products, improve and grow the company, and build something that lasts a long time.